Oh my goodness.
Oh.
This national park always seems to throw something crazy at us.
We are visiting Theodore Roosevelt National Park in North Dakota, and it is incredibly windy here today. We are boondocking at a place called Scoria Pit. It is near the south unit of the park, and it's beautiful. We got here yesterday, and it was calm. We enjoyed this wonderful view that we have where we have parked our RV up on a ridge, and we can see out over the hills, over the Badlands.
We got up this morning and it was a real treat to just open the windows back up and look outside. And there was a little bit of a breeze, but as the morning has drug on and we're getting ready to actually go out to the park, we probably have pretty consistent 35-mile-an-hour winds. And I don't even know what the gusts are at, but it was quite the chore just getting out of the door of the RV.
And getting the door to the truck opened.
On your way into the south unit of Theodore Roosevelt National Park is the town of Medora, full of restaurants, shops, museums, and entertainment. It's definitely a tourist town, but it's worth a visit if you aren't planning on spending your evenings in a campground. First stop for us at a national park is always the visitor center to get the junior ranger programs, and we are about to begin the 36-mile scenic drive in this portion of the park.
As we get going, I wanted to mention that usually the drive is a loop and it's 36 miles, but there is actually a part of it that is closed due to road construction. So we're gonna do kind of an out and back whenever we feel like turning around. And our first overlook is gonna be the skyline vista.
We're only just getting started on our drive and we've already seen 3 different types of wildlife, which is really neat because the last time we were here, we didn't really see much of anything in the south unit at all.
We've already seen deer, wild horses, and prairie dogs, which isn't even the main attraction as far as wildlife goes here because it's the herds of buffalo that really are what this park is known for. I'm hoping we see a bunch of those as well, so onward.
It's so very windy today. It's really even hard to talk to you guys outside of the truck. And I went out there to show it and I was pretty much almost blown off the path trying to walk back. But while we're at it, let's talk more about this park. It's obviously named after Theodore Roosevelt, who was the 26th president of the United States.
And interestingly enough, it was originally established as a memorial park in honor of Teddy Roosevelt and his time here and the impact being out here had on his later presidency and on his life and politics in general. The land was later then also recognized for its own cultural significance and the natural resources here and made into a national park in 1978. We found what is arguably the best part of being in this park. We found a whole herd of buffalo. And of course it caused, the to be expected car jam as well on the highway here. Everybody just slowed down and opened their windows and looked. And the kids, of course, are loving it. We have just pulled over, opened the windows. We're just looking and enjoying. And here you're safely in your car. You're at a good distance, so you don't have to worry. We're not getting out of the vehicle. I haven't seen anybody doing anything questionable either, which you always unfortunately hear about with national parks in Buffalo. There are so many babies. We're just really enjoying getting this wildlife show. This is just a little no-name overlook with a little trail and a little parking spot, and it's probably the best that we've seen so far.
Seriously, really nice. Definitely still really windy, but it's 360-degree views.
We're gonna do the Wind Canyon Trail next. It's just a 0.4-mile loop, and apparently it's on a cliffside where you can see the Little Missouri River, and also a favorite spot for sunsets if you're here at that time.
We are at Buck Hill, which is the highest accessible point in the entire park, and it's just a short trail to the top, which it looks like is going to be some pretty great views. So up we go.
So at 29 weeks pregnant, I'm still doing the trails, but a lot more stomping.
I love it when the views at a park just keep getting better and better and better. And this was definitely the best view of the day.
Except for the buffalo.
Yes, that was pretty good too.
They're two completely different categories. This park is definitely amazing for wildlife viewing, and the scenery is as well. There's also the north unit of the park, which we are going to head into tomorrow. These parts of the park are definitely huge, so I wouldn't recommend trying to do them both in one day. So we're splitting it up, and we'll see you in the north unit tomorrow.
We have driven around to the north unit of Theodore Roosevelt National Park today. This is a solid hour drive from the entrance to the south unit. It is a 28-mile out and back scenic drive that we're going to do here today.
And we have 3 main stops that we're going to take you to along the way.
Let's go. This is our first little wayside point we're gonna stop at today, and this is called Cannonball Concretions. And what Cannonball Concretions are is these really weird looking pieces of sediment that are eroding out of the buttes here.
And they're round. Most of them, or a lot of them, are spherical, and so they look like cannonballs. And the way that they were formed, or they believe they were formed, is that the sand grains deposited here by ancient riverbeds were cemented together by the minerals that were deposited. But why some of them are more spherical than others, I guess, is still up for debate. Let's go look.
I don't really know why exactly, but I really think this is one of the coolest looking things in the park. The views everywhere else are really, really neat, but this is just totally out of this world.
It's different than anything else we've really seen anywhere else, and it's kind of random for this landscape. We've enjoyed seeing these. Now it's way too hot. We're gonna
Oh my goodness,
let's
yeah.
get back in the air conditioning.
It's nice that the wind has died down today so we can be out and about with that, but it's a curse at the same time because it's in the 90s today and it's brutal. So, back to the truck.
We have made our way up out of the canyon, And now we are up on the rim, and this is apparently the North Unit's most iconic view. And I'm seeing why. The kids and I have made it back into the car, and Kevin has actually been here the whole time. We didn't go down together because it turns out that today is so hot we did not want to leave our dog Maggie at home in the RV. Even though we have solar, even though we can run our ACs, it's just so hot that keeping it comfortable there for her would have run our batteries down to just such a low level and potentially even
it could have
killed
shut
them.
off. The real problem today is that it's not only hot, but it's also really cloudy too. So that is kind of a no-go. We oftentimes leave her there with the AC running because it's just a sunny day, and we've never ever had a problem with it. But today wasn't really worth the risk.
So she is here with us, but then the other problem with national parks is that you cannot bring, in most national parks, your dog anywhere on any trails. So you just have to take a look and see where pets are and aren't allowed. And today she had to stay in the truck, and the truck heats up. We have the air conditioning and the truck off right now to talk to you so you can hear us, and it's getting steamy. That being said, we're gonna turn the truck back on and keep driving, and Maggie will be nice and comfortable with us here.
And we will be too, very soon.
Let's go. We are now at the Bow Overlook. This is the last spot and last overlook on the scenic drive. And here it is behind me. And basically what it is, it's where the Little Missouri River makes a bend. Originally it continued north to Hudson Bay, but in the last ice age there were glaciers blocking its path, and so it makes a hard turn east here. And it's a nice reward for driving all the way down the scenic drive. Get a nice overlook here, and then head back.
We definitely agree that Theodore Roosevelt National Park is one that you should not miss. There's no doubt that it is way out of the way, and it's a huge park, and there's some driving to do between the North Unit and the South, but definitely come here, definitely see this. It's unlike anything else.
Absolutely. Let us know in the comments if you've been here or if you plan to come here. And with that, basically our Grand Michigan loop that we did is complete. We have 2 days, 2 long days of driving ahead of us to get back to Colorado, but catch up on any of the Michigan loop videos that you might have missed. And if you haven't subscribed already, please do so you can catch all of the Colorado content that we have coming.
See you all next time.
Bye.
Bye.